Hello everybody, Excited Utterance here. Happy Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. Sorry, it's Monday morning for me. I will never sort this out in my head. You'd think. I've been doing this show for over a year now. Well over a year. I should have had an anniversary Hearsay for Days party. That should have been a Hearsay for Year party. That would have been smart. But no, you'd think I would have worked this out by now. But no. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday afternoon, everyone. I take winning the chat mini game seriously. Brad, you know what? I know you were here 20 hours ago. I know. Because you were like, what is this? 20 hours to go? What is this shit? I remember you saying that 20 hours ago. You were first. I saw your chat first 20 hours ago. So you do win. You do win. Hello, everybody else. Hello, Christine. Hello, YP Comchick. I think you're new. Nice to have you here. Welcome. Casper, did Cat Not Williams say I'll put the link in chat? Or did you put the link in chat over from Cat Not Williams? Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it. And hello to Cat Not Williams. And hey, FFS. How are you? Maybe it's a little early in the stream for me to say your whole name, but I don't really care. Hey, for frick's sake. Bye, Franz. Hello, Hella. Hey. Under my Hella. Okay. Loa is here. Good to see you, Loa. Sal, Mads, chat. Nice. Everyone's here nice and early. People are coming in nice and early. Hello, Lily Pauly. Oh, you remember. That's nice. Very nice. And Wendy's here. Happy birthday, Wendy. How was your birthday, love? How was your birthday? You're going to put in a support ticket to YT until they dedicate an expensive full-time support person on it. Good luck with that. They hire a lot of robots, I hear. Yeah, half Irish is late. Okay, cool. Alrighty, what happened to Dali? Okay, yeah, he just disappeared from backstage and appeared again. He goes, okay, my browser just freaked out. Really? Your browser freaked out? Come on, where are you?
Hey.
What happened?
I don't know. It just this tab got all black and glitchy, and
You're not used to the real software.
I know
That's
I'm not.
what it is. No, and
Yeah.
you didn't even look at me.
Hi.
Hello.
Rude.
Rude. All right. Let's get into it, guys. This week's going to be big because two really big trials are starting this week, and they weren't supposed to start simultaneously, but there was this, spinny thing that came along in Florida and delayed the Boone trial. Newman style. Richard Allen's trial is finally starting, and Miss Andrea Burkhart is already, I believe, in Indiana. I spoke to her yesterday, and she is there in Indiana waiting to see if she's going to be allowed into the courtroom. So she's going to be covering that at nights because it's a closed courtroom. But we're going to have a bit of a chat about that today. Sarah Boone, obviously, her trial starts this week finally, and we're going to be covering that on Recap at night times as well. And the other one I wanted to talk about today was Mr. Kohberger, because he finally has a trial date set. And this should be it now, assuming he does go to trial. So, wow. Yes, it's big. That's what she said. Well, that's what he said, but she was a little disappointed. Yeah,
I've seen that look before.
Oh, yeah, you have. We don't want to know, darling. We really don't want to know. So much credit to Andrea for taking 6 weeks out of her life. And she's a busy lady. 6 weeks out of her life. And this is for the public good, I really have to say. There are some people who already... I don't really want to repeat it, but because, YouTubers, bloggers, whatever anyone wants to call it, they'll be like, oh, you know, you just want to report on things for views and stuff like that, right? She's not a YouTuber, blogger. That's not her. That's not her thing. She's a lawyer, and then she does report on trials as a secondary thing. She's an incredibly intelligent woman, and to have someone like her in the courtroom coming back and at night time spending her time telling us what's going on, we couldn't hope for someone better, more learned, more honest.
Yeah, honest.
And genuine to be telling us about this stuff. She's not mainstream media. She's not
Court TV.
She's not Court TV. And also just, not that there's anything wrong with lay people, but she's someone who actually understands the legal proceedings as well. So for her to take 6 weeks out of her life and do this, it is a public service.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about that. Yes, subscribe to Andrea. Absolutely. I can't get over that she's doing this. I think it's fantastic. All right. And plus she's a big Lego babe. All right. Let's get into Hearsay for days, everybody. Alrighty, Sunday, 12th of October, 2024. I cannot believe it's the middle of October. I'm going to a K-pop concert in 2 weekends.
Oh boy.
Can you believe that? Yeah, the things you do for your kids. the things you do for your kids. And no, I'm not doing it because I'm a big K-pop fan. I'm doing it because my daughter loves Stray Kids. Yeah, it's true. All right, unusual stuff has been happening in Delphi. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. It's just a cat walking a dog and other strange stuff. Yeah, that's the least of it. That's nothing. All sorts of odd things happen in Delphi. All right, but not to worry. We're sure Richard Allen will get a fair trial. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Alrighty, so let's get pumped up about this with this TT little video from Truth and Transparency. So Jenna DeBlanc said, credit to, actually it's not Truth and Transparency, it's somebody else, but Truth and Transparency was there. Credit to DB for this video. I got so pumped I started rave dancing in my living room. Let's get going, everyone.
See, if I think I'm gonna play this real quick. It may have something to do with what's going on.
Do you have any idea what their defense is going to be, given the fact that the judge is basically taking away their defense?
Am I the only person in the world talking about attacking the timeline, attacking the timeline, attacking the timeline, attacking the timeline?
Do you have any idea what their defense is going to be, given the fact that the judge is basically taking away their defense? Taking away their defense.
Like, am I in crazy? 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 Like, am I in crazy?
Challenge the timeline of the murders.
Talking about attacking the timeline.
Yeah. So that's what they're saying, and with a little bit of music behind it. So yes, Mavka, you're absolutely right. I heard they motioned to prohibit the defense from crossing state witnesses. Oh, sorry, not that.
That was,
There
I think,
is-
a joke, but it's kind of close to the truth.
Yeah, no. Sorry, I read it wrong. So as it stands right now, the defense can't bring in their own defense, which is that there is this Odinist connection.
Yeah. Third party.
And that is their defense.
Yes.
Wild. Absolutely wild. I believe there is a motion in right now to overcome that, but
If they lay the correct record.
if they lay the correct record. But what the goddamn hell? There is so much that has led to this. There's been so much groundwork done, and that is his defense.
She makes Judge Newman
My
look
lord.
fair. I'll allow it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Sleuthy, and hello to Sleuthy. Sleuthy does fantastic work.
Yeah, she does.
She really does. So do you want to read Sleuthy's tweet?
By the looks of this email, it would seem the media worked with the court executive way back in April 2024, year of our Lord, to request audio only for the trial. They proceeded to formally request it, and then Judge Gould denied it with no explanation. No explanation. Is the media going to request this again since the May 2024 trial was continued? How is anyone okay with this? What is the reason for denying audio only? Why does Judge Gould want this trial to occur in complete darkness?
Yeah, well, like I said, where there's secrecy, there's usually something to hide. And yes, I remember this actually, since Lucy brought it up back in May. Yeah, because she said no cameras, but
Okay.
I remember there being talk about, okay, well, what about audio? Why can't we just have audio? If you don't
Yeah,
want
you don't
cameras,
have any
fine.
issues with jurors or
Yeah,
witnesses
like
being shown.
we've had audio before, like the Laurie Valladabel trial. Like
Was that
at
just
least
audio?
we get to. Yes, it was just audio. Yeah. It was painful to sit there and listen to them whining on, but
But
at least
it was
we
something.
knew what was going on. And I mean, and that wasn't nearly as contentious because I mean people wanted to hear about it, but we're all pretty sure that she was
Yeah.
the correct defendant in that one. But we just wanted to know what the hell went on.
Yeah.
With this one, there's a fairly good chance that he's the wrong guy. Pretty good chance, right? Anyway, yeah, audio is minimum required transparency. Like when this got denied and with no reason whatsoever, it was like, what? Why? And yet, no reason. And also, I saw, was it Factual Lie? Is that the person who's going to? I knew there was someone else going to. Truth and Transparency, yes. Sorry, I can't remember her first name, but I do watch her from time to time. She does a lot of work on Kohberger. I like her.
Okay.
She's very good. She does find interesting bits of information on the cases that she covers. So she found something on a woman who is connected to the Kohberger case really early on, and was trying to contact the tip line, and apparently had a tracker put on her car, and it may have been a white Elantra that ended up smashed up around Florida. Anyway, I won't go into too much detail about that. You can go and follow her channel. But yeah, she followed up that tip with FOIAs, and it was really interesting, the stuff that she uncovered. Cool, that's good to know. There'll be somebody else. But you don't even know whether whether Guller's gonna allow these people in.
No,
she could
we
kick
don't.
them out.
Yeah.
She could kick him out. All right, so this letter here is what Sleuth is referring to. This is request from some media outlets, or a media outlet, regarding pool audio, so for them all to share. Kate O'Hare says,
Our legal system and the First Amendment were written and debated with pen and parchment. Broadcast is recent issue with little precedent to force a judge to do so. Press or allocated seats. Transcripts must be available. That is all she is required to provide. Well, seeing as how she was on the part of the group of judges in Indiana to decide to allow cameras in the courtroom, it's kind of ironic.
well, that's about to be said, actually.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
That's all right. A-Dub says, I'm in awe at how Judge Gull has handled everything about this case. The people deserve to be able to hear or see the trial, not through word of mouth. There is no transparency in this case. What a shame. And yes, you can read this one.
Suspect she was appointed because Schoen hoped she'd televise the proceedings. Reckoned she was open to that, as a star maker for herself. But then her vanity realized the defense had different plans, and the public, who don't...
You get smart.
No, I'm doing a Russian accent. Who don't have to bow to her. We're going to see her in action. Comrade. I watched The Hunt for the Red October recently.
You can read the next one too.
Hey, it is so suspect since she helped pilot the program to have cameras in court too. Ugh.
See? You get to say it. I do like this. I'd love to know more about this secret cervix you mentioned. How do I sign up for a membership? Okay, I'll tell you something funny. Here, we have, like cabs, like taxi cabs and yellow cabs and things like that. We have these silver service cabs. They're called silver service cabs, and they're silver, like taxi cabs. And so, yeah, we call them silver cervix. Yeah. Anyway, I find that amusing. Hello, people coming into chat. Hey, Kat Not Williams, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for mentioning us.
Yes.
Steph, hello. I don't think I said hello to you yet. AG is here. Hey, AG. And Chinny. Chinny, how are you? Girl would be raped through the coals if she allowed audio or...
Video.
Why would she be raked through the coals? Isn't that what she's supposed to do? I would think she'd be in trouble if she...
They'd be... The country could see how she's running the actual trial. I mean...
Oh.
If there was... I think the defense made a motion earlier on for cameras because... Or in their appeal, because she was giving them, like, dirty looks and doing things that would not be on the transcript, but showed her open hostility towards the defense.
Well, it's clearly hostility.
Yeah.
Or she could just behave like a goddamn judge.
I mean...
Like, there is
God
that.
forbid.
God forbid.
I mean, that's asking a lot, though.
I cannot wait to hear what the hell is going on here. But I just have this sneaking suspicion that anyone with any kind of platform whatsoever is going to be kicked the hell out.
That's... Yeah, anyone that is reputable or...
No, anyone who has, like, a platform like a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like non-mainstream. Or like Court TV.
Any kind of reporter whatsoever.
I think she'll allow Court TV, but they kind of...
No, why would she allow Court TV? She's already kicked out the camera. She's kicked out audio. Why would she allow Court TV in?
I don't know. We'll see.
You think she's going to allow reporters from there in?
She's going to have to allow one or two.
You think?
And I think she would pick the ones that are not really... How do I say this? I don't consider Court TV's coverage of trials to be hard-hitting, to focus on the issues.
Yeah, okay. Let's say they're softcore.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But the problem... Okay, so actually this brings me to a point. So I've been reporting on Delphi off and on in Hearsay for Days since Hearsay for Days started just over a year ago. So about July, August last year. And when I first started reporting on it, the public sentiment was, he's guilty, guilty, guilty. Let's get this trial going. Pretty much like how people saw Kohberger at the time. And then the defense came along with their big, however long motion about the odorous thing. And then Gull's true colours started to come out and the public view changed. And it changed over a period of about sort of 3 to 4 months, and I documented this on Hearsay for days. And now, a year later, the public view of Richard Allen is that he has been tortured, he has been mistreated, he's more than likely not the right guy, and this is evident in the way that the court has behaved. And now, their shady behaviour, or Miss Judge Gull's shady behaviour, just proves it by the way she is closing off the courtroom. There's more public sentiment pro Richard Allen than there is against Richard Allen. Even in the court TV arena, law and crime arena, the way I see them reporting it is not the way they usually report about defendants.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, are they even going to let the likes of court TV in? I'm not sure. I'd like to know what Chat feels about that. It's just, yeah. It'll be, just the lawyers and jury, I reckon.
I mean, she has to the trials have to be accessible by the public to a degree.
Well, hang on just a minute. Was there actually a point on this? I might just take you to the thread here, because someone said something on this. So that she doesn't have to. Where is it? She doesn't have to. Let me just take you to it. Someone said it's in trial rule, it can't be denied. They need to get their fucking elbows out and do something about the rot. But then someone else said, here. Our legal system and the First Amendment were written and debated with pen and parchment. Broadcast is recent issue with little precedent to force a judge to do so. Press are allocated seats. Transcripts must be available. That is all she's required to provide. Right. So press are allocated seats. So is this whole thing with press being allocated seats part of the First Amendment? I don't know. I don't know.
There's like 22 seats total.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I don't know what she actually has to do. Because she's right, like the Constitution was written in pen and parchment long before there was like media, streaming, that kind of thing. What does she have to do? There has to be a transcript. Does she have to let reporters in? I don't know. It's very interesting. I know it looks bad.
Yeah.
Like that. But is it against the law? I don't know. Very interesting. Okay. The more the public says they will watch the case, the more the press will team up for access. Oh yeah, the press are knocking the doors down, but does she have to let them in? Now here's the other thing, right? On the other hand, we've got this problem of the press misreporting things, and that doesn't help.
No.
Right? So, Delphi Doc says, journalism, it's time for you guys to stop being journalists. And we have someone here who is obviously alternate media. And they say, why the legacy media can't be counted upon with the HRs, I don't know what that means, special, what you need to know, WTHR, sorry, that's a news outlet. WTHR's special, what you need to know, recycles old stories and gets basic facts wrong again. So let's just have a look at this.
Another big development on Thursday. The prosecutor filed amended charges against Richard Allen, 2 counts of felony murder and 2 counts of kidnapping, in addition to the 2 counts of murder.
All right, so that's incorrect.
Yeah.
All right, so let's keep going. So this person's pointed out what's wrong with that. Just want to read that.
Here they state the amended charges are 2 counts of felony murder and 2 counts of kidnapping in addition to the 2 counts of murder. This is false. The initial charges were the 2 counts of felony murder. Those can be found here. The amended charges added 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of kidnapping, later dismissed, and added accomplice liability to all charges. Why is it so difficult to get the basic facts right? Is it accidental misinformation or intentional disinformation? Either way, they need to do better, and they cannot be counted upon until they do. End scene.
Well, I mean, we see this a lot in various cases, don't we? We
Yeah.
see, like, this really either lazy journalism, or is it intended to be this way? It kind of feels like a little bit of both, because it makes it sound worse. Like, oh, he's had these things added on. And then this other person's come along and gone, it really is bizarre. This is their job, and they can't even get basic facts correct. This is completely incorrect headline, is why people worry about the media covering this trial. I don't know if this is why Judge Gull's worried about it, but
No.
so this one here, Delphi murder suspect Richard Allen tries to block prison guards from testifying. No, that's not what this is about. I'm going to take you to this. Hang on. Oops. No. I boomer. Hang on. I'm going to take you to this.
And it's a good thing these wrong inaccuracies, certainly don't influence a jury pool or anything.
Well, who would even know? We're not going to see it.
Yeah.
We're not going to see it. Possible key. Oh, here we go. Where did I put it? Oh, boo.
Do you need help?
Boo. Sorry?
Do you need help?
No. I just can't get to the link. That's all right.
Okay.
All right. So I'll just tell you what it was about. So basically, this article is not about him trying to block the witnesses from testifying. It's about the witnesses being able to opine on his mental state. Right? So the motion that was put forward was actually trying to stop the witnesses, which were guards, opining on his mental state. So, no, he's not trying to stop them from testifying.
It's a motion in limine about the subjects they can talk about.
Yeah, exactly. So the media have completely misconstrued one of the documents and tried to make out like he's like, no, you just can't testify against me.
Yeah.
At all. Right, so, just want to read that.
Yeah. Tries to block prison guards from testifying on topics they're not qualified to testify on. Bad headline. Ron Wilkins needs fired for that garbage headline. I mean, the filing was about barring them from giving their layperson opinion on his mental state, not from testifying at all, but go off. Har.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so, Jenny C is here. Jenny from the blog.
yay.
Hey, Jenny. How's it going, Jenny? Good to see you. Now, this is weird. It's really unusual for Jenny C to question a defendant's guilt. What's wrong with Jenny? Is she off her meds? And I'm not quite sure when it started. Guys, in chat, if you've been following this, have you noticed, when did you see that Jenny started doing this? It's really weird. She never backed down on Karen Reid. She's, of course, never backed down on Bryan Kohberger. But
Yeah.
it's not like she's ever said, Richard Allen isn't guilty. But she has been very questioning of the whole Delphi situation. Yeah, Jenny from the coffin, that's the one. Yeah. I find it strange. Like, why? Why is she actually acting like a normal person?
For once.
For once. Very weird. All right, do you want to get your best Jenny voice out?
Yeah. The defense is asking for Dr. Walla to testify about Richard Allen's mental state. She met with him during his incarceration. It looks as though she may have been fired. For what? Is there anything not sus in the Delphi case?
This is sus. Jenny acting like this. Like,
I'm a little
I'm
creeped out.
sus. I'm totally freaked out by her
I know.
behavior.
Now I'm wondering if I'm wrong. Is he actually
Now I'm like,
guilty?
hang on, maybe he's guilty. Right? Maybe she is on her meds and she now acts normal, right? Right now. I love it. Duffel agent, maybe. Yes. Okay, so she's gone and pulled out the motion from the state, which is trying to stop Dr. Walla. Actually, no, this is the motion from the defense, which is trying to allow Dr. Walla to testify. Now, Dr. Walla is an incredibly important witness for the defense because she is the expert witness who is going to talk about his mental state when he made the confession in jail/prison. Now, when I say jail/prison, he was in maximum security prison in Delphi. I think it was still actually in the Delphi area. He might have been brought elsewhere. I'm not 100% sure of where the prison was, but he was put into maximum security prison even though he was
Not convicted.
not convicted. Very strange. And if anyone's seen the photos, he went from being a healthy man to being
It's
emaciated. This poor guy, like, I swear, if anyone in this situation would confess. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's
horrific.
His mental state would have been, and she's there to testify to this.
He was literally eating his own excrement. That's how bad his mental state got. He wasted away, and
yeah, it was very bad. Yeah, like Sal is in prison. Hello, David. Anyway, so yeah, there's this confession, right? So if the state wants to bring this confession into court, then this doctor should be able to speak to his mental state, right? And so there's been some issues around whether or not she can speak, and so this is their rebuttal to that. So number 6, in the days following her testimony, Dr. Walla was issued a gate disclosure by the Indiana Department of Correction, and it is believed that Dr. Walla is no longer employed with Centurion. The defense just recently became aware of said gate disclosure and apparent termination of employment with Centurion. Right, so apparently that means, there's some reasoning behind that. I'm not going to go into all the details because I didn't want to get all the documents out. This is not what this show is. You can look into it more. Plenty of people have been covering this in great detail. Sean is one. He did a stream the other day about it. But anyway, the defense's argument back is that defendant Allen believes that Dr. Walla is a material witness in this case for the following reasons. Dr. Walla was assigned to Richard Allen as his treating psychologist while he was incarcerated at the Westville Correctional Facility for over 1 year. Dr. Walla met with Richard Allen on numerous occasions during his stay at Westville, nearly all of which were intended to address and monitor the state of Richard Allen's mental health. Nearly all of the communications between Dr. Walla and the defendant Allen occurred in confidential and privileged therapeutic sessions, And the state intends, this is the important bit, the state intends to introduce as evidence in this trial incriminating statements made by Richard Allen while incarcerated at Westville Correctional Facility. So if he is going to have incriminating statements brought in against him whilst he was in this mental state, he should have this defense expert there to back him up. It's not fair for him to not have this person. And apparently her testimony is supposed to be going on for days.
Wow.
Right? There's days of her testimony. Now, again, another problem with witnesses. So, another possible key defense witness in Delphi murders faces legal trouble. Let's have a look at this.
We are now just 1 week away from the start of the Delphi murders trial.
And jury selection begins next Monday. It comes 7.5 years after someone killed Abby Williams and Libby German in Carroll County.
Richard Allen is the man accused of killing both teens. He's been locked up for 2 years now, waiting for his day in court. And now a possible key witness for the defense is facing his own legal troubles. Todd Click is a former Rushville police officer. He was part of the Delphi investigation.
And now he's facing felony misconduct charges related to his work as a Department of Child Services case manager. Investigators say he lied about visiting victims and families and forged signatures on paperwork. Now, in the Delphi case, Click has repeatedly said he and 2 other investigators strongly believed at least 3 people were involved in the murders.
It's unclear what, if any, new impact that this new case is going to have on the defense plans as they count down to the trial. We'll keep you updated. Well, certainly a lot has happened in the 7 years since the girl's disappearance. That happened on that February day. And then the arrest of Richard Allen. That was 2 years ago.
Friday at 6:30 p.m. on WTHR Plus, our Delphi murder.
Why should that make any difference to whether or not he testifies?
Well, it would. I mean, you'd be able to impeach him with it probably, and really hammer at his credibility. Meanwhile, and again, you have Google, so where a normal judge wouldn't let it in, she's going to, and then his credibility is going to be really torn to shreds.
This is just, like, seriously, there seems to be all these, like, last minute reasons why defense witnesses can't possibly, like, either they can't testify or there's reasons to impeach them or some garbage, right? It's like, oh, oops.
Yeah.
This is important. This is very important, right? He's screwed. Richard Allen is just screwed.
I mean, it'll, I'm sure, be overturned on appeal. I would hope, but then he's still waiting years.
I don't know enough about this case to judge, but it sounds like he is set up to fail. Oh! Look, there's so many layers to this case, and I don't even start to know enough about it. Like, I got really interested in it when the defense came along with the giant document about the Odinist connection, and it seemed to me that it was just too well fleshed out for it to be a conspiracy theory. The whole thing with the way the bodies were laid out and the marks on the trees and all this stuff that was just so clearly not your regular homicide. These 2 girls, the way they were very sadly murdered, it just wasn't, it was like a sacrifice. It was horrible, and it's just, this guy has no connection to Odinism, no connection to any cult, nothing like that. All he did, he was a concerned citizen, and he was silly enough to tell the cops that he was there that day.
Yeah. That's the only reason they know of him.
That's
Because he was like, yeah, I was there that day.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything.
And like the original identikit photos of drawings look nothing like him. Absolutely nothing like him. But later on, they made things look like him.
Yeah.
Like they retrofitted it to be him. And yet the way the bodies were laid out, and like the drawings there was drawings on a tree nearby. Like the way the sticks were laid out.
Yeah.
There were sticks that were made to look like these runes, I think. And we've never seen the images, by the way. Like, these have never been made public because everything's all secretive. But the defense wrote about all this stuff in a very long document. And it reeks of some sort of organized ritualistic killing. And then the stuff that's happened since, there were prison guards who had Odinist badges on their uniforms, and they were the ones who were taunting him. What's going on? And then he gets moved, and then there's one who gets an Odinist tattoo on his face.
Yeah.
What's happening? This is just, there's so much to this, and that's just the surface stuff that I've heard, right? Like, there's so much more. There's so much more. Fun fact, therapists can have two kinds of notes. Billing notes, which are the vague stuff I normally write, and more detailed psychotherapy notes, which cannot be subpoenaed, especially effectively don't exist. Yep. So, doctor-client privilege stuff. Once it turned out the prison guards were indeed wearing Odinist symbols was enough for me. Odinism should come in. 100%. I just don't get how Odinism cannot come in. There's too much. It's not just a theory anymore. There's outside influences, other people who have brought it in other than the defense. Okay. So the state has no case. Embarrassing. Star witness with impeccable credibility. And sticks. Now that's interesting. Sticks. Yeah, sticks. So the sticks, you know how the sticks were lined up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to read this one?
Officers involved in this investigation that didn't side with command and the prosecution. One is dead. The other now in prison. Who wants to bet the third will disappear?
Ha! Officers involved in the investigation that didn't side with command and prosecution. One is dead. The other is now in prison. Who wants to bet the third will disappear? So that's this guy.
He's the third one?
Yeah.
Oh, so now there's two of them are facing criminal charges.
Officers involved in the investigation that didn't side with command and the prosecution. One is dead. So he's not in prison, is he?
No, not yet. He's
facing charges.
Yeah.
Right? The officers involved, one is dead. One's in prison. Who wants to bet the third will disappear? That's him, right? He didn't side with the investigation.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
I just don't know what she's...
So she's suggesting that this one's going to disappear.
Okay.
Okay. So, murder sheet. All right. So who knows about the murder sheet people? In fact, I saw someone mention the murder sheet people. Who was it? Is it Ken? Oh no. The autopsy photos were leaked, and one or two YouTubers had copies of them. I think one of them showed some of them on stream, but I think their video got yeeted. Oh, their video would have absolutely got yeeted. Absolutely. I don't know if it was murder sheet or not though. Murder Sheet are in trouble, though. I think they the ones that turned up to one of the hearings and got into a physical fight with somebody.
Oh, I remember something about that.
Yeah. Now, okay, so do you want to read this thing?
Yeah. The hosts of the Murder Sheet have announced that they are publishing a book on the Delphi murders. I am announcing that I can't wait to not read it. But it's nice to know that if Richard Allen ever sues them, he will have something to actually collect.
Of course they are. Full of lies and whole man's garbage. Hope it is a complete flop. There you go.
What happens if Richard Allen is acquitted? They have staked their entire careers on his guilt. Will they cancel the book and just evaporate, or do they do a bizarre if he did it OJ style book? The juice.
He did it. Oh dear.
I never condone book burning except for this. We can stage a banned book protest and it's just one book. May it forever sit dusty on the shelves of dollar stores, like the unread books in their filthy, disgusting homes.
Sorry, you can't read that. I just wanted to say, there's also been allegations that Murder Sheet have been getting into
Info.
info from the prosecution. They seem to be getting info way ahead of time from what I've seen previously. Yeah, I've heard so much about these people. And clearly they're biased towards the prosecution. I would think they would have less and less support over time, though, because there's very few people who are biased towards the prosecution left. Wow. This last one?
I can't imagine there would be anything other than AI-generated text of all their podcasts over the past few years. They're disgusted. Didn't they trash people about writing books on this case? Question mark?
Oh, really? Okay. All right, now to another secret case. Oh, we have one secret case. Now, to another one. I'm really into my Santa jokes at the moment. Ah, dear. So if you've been following the Bryan Kohberger case, the prosecutor looks a lot like Santa. So we like to have fun around here. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, said it. Do you want me to play it again? Hang on. Just because I want to. His secret Santa.
Ozempic Santa.
Ozempic Santa. It's true, he's a bit too skinny for Santa. Diet Santa. Hey, fat. Alright, I find it a bit funny. Anyway. Okay. Oh, there's more. I put it on this one as well. Okay. So, hi, Architect. Architect comes out with some great stuff. Also, Architect made this awesome little video.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I need to object.
Say it again.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I need to object.
Let's just leave him with that. That's good. Right, that's Bill Thompson. He's a prosecutor in the Kohberger case. Or Santa. Okay, so, well, look who's been added to the Brady Giglio list. And thanks to Jules True Crime for the link. Now, I can't actually get to the link because I'm geo-blocked, but you don't really need to see it. There is the screenshot. William W. Thompson, or aka Santa, prosecutor misconduct number that. Now there is basically the GiglioBradyList.com. It's a list of people who've had numerous complaints come in about them hiding evidence, tampering with evidence, keeping evidence from the prosecution. Sorry, from the defense. Get my words out correctly. Keeping evidence from the defense. So basically, evidence that is potentially exculpatory. We all know what a Brady violation is, or a Giglio violation is. Now, apparently, and lawyers in chat or anyone who knows better than me, let me know. But these lists, and they're available in every state. People can make these complaints, and they're checked by the state bars, right? So that's what is said, not just here, but there are people that have questioned, like the Idaho State Bar, for example, and they are no comment, right? So what do you think about Bill Thompson being on the Giglio Brady list? No comment, right? Like that was said on a radio podcast, right? So that being the case, to me, it seems like it may not, like the actual documenting of it on the website may not be it may not be a government documented website, but the actual list itself, there's some truth behind it. I need to find out more about this, right? So, and it's something that I need to, because I've seen it in Florida as well. I've seen it in Wisconsin. There are these lists getting around of prosecutors,
bad
law
cops,
enforcement officers as well, who are supposedly on these Giglio Brady lists, right? And the government is not coming out and going, oh, this is nothing, right? They're not saying that it's just a big lot of baloney. Like, it's not being refuted, right? So I need to hear a bit more about this. It's not a government website. Yeah, I know. It was right at the top of the page. I didn't think it was a government website. However, what is it though? Because there seems to be no one refuting it. So anyway, let's read what people have to say. Do you want to hear the architect has to say about this?
Sure. Well, look who's been added to the Brady Gigolo list. Prosecutor misconduct.
No.
Oh, it's a complaint list. The case was forwarded to the Idaho Bar Association, so we'll see what happens. Not surprising prosecutorial misconduct for bias. Bias-motivated prosecutor misconduct can be particularly damaging to a fair and just trial outcome, and is generally considered a violation of ethical and professional standards for prosecutees.
He's not a prosecutee. What are you talking
I
about?
think he's still cute.
Keep going.
That's been a long-standing issue with these smaller counties and their good old boy culture. Imagine how many people over the past 4 decades have been victims of his biased prosecution methods. Who makes the decision on which people get added to the list? Ooh, the Idaho Bar Association.
See, I don't know about that. I don't know about whether it's. Okay. So I get definitely that the government doesn't make the website, right? But does the Idaho Bar Association decide who makes the list? If that were the case, why would they not be the people making
Or
the website?
they may have a list that the...
Or maybe they, yeah, maybe they have the list, but they don't want to make it public. Someone else is making it public.
Or they just don't. They're grabbing all the data and putting it on the website.
It may be like down detector. People probably search Brady violation looking to file a complaint, find that site because of SEO, then file with the site's help. The site gets data and can display a limited amount publicly. What's down detector?
It's a website where it's people search if something's down, and the more people that search, you can see how many people are like searching, is this down, and see if users are having a problem with it.
Right. Interesting.
It's pretty handy.
Well, this is like the farms.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering, whether it's like the farms. Anyway, I'll look into it more. I'll look into it more because it just keeps coming up, right? And now Bill Thompson's on there. I knew that Chief Fry was on there, and Brett Payne. So, yeah, a few law enforcement people from the case. But if Thompson's on there, then I'm like, what does this mean? Like, what is this just a bunch of complaints from people that is going to lead nowhere, or is this actually like something that a judge would look at and go, hey, you shouldn't be like on the case? Okay.
Private.
Anyway, yeah. Yep. Okay, so just in regard to for fuck's sake, psychotherapy
files.
Psychotherapy files can be subpoenaed. Same with psychotherapist notes. Same goes for psychiatry notes. So subpoenas have to be detailed for all of everything they're requesting. Sorry, what was that in reference to, FFS? And thanks for the super chat. I'm just wondering whether or not we were what exactly. Hang on, and you can answer now. Because did I miss something?
I think maybe Ken was saying something earlier.
Yeah.
About
but you
therapy
super
notes.
chatted, so you want me to bring it up. So I'm just wondering, and unless you just want to donate. But is it to do with this, or was it something prior and I missed it? Because I just want to make sure that I bring it
Address
up
it.
and address it. Yeah, that's all. FFS. It's so
Thank
great
you so
to
much.
have you here. So great to have you here. I'll just give you a second to respond. Psychotherapy files can be subpoenaed. Same with psychotherapy. EU, the last guy we were talking about. Oh, okay. Right, yeah. Okay. I thought so. So, yeah, with Richard Allen, because he had that Dr. Waller, who we have that problem with whether or not she can testify. And, yeah. It's a question of whether or not is it like a violation of doctor-client privilege? But yeah, of course you can subpoena some of her stuff for sure. Thank you so much for the super chat, FFS. It's so great to have you here. I really appreciate it. Lovely. All right, let's keep going. Now, sorry about this, guys, but I'm going to show you some Nancy Grace.
Oh.
Joining me in
Calm
All Star
down.
panel to help me make sense of what I am hearing, but straight out to renowned psychoanalyst joining us from Beverly Hills, author of Deal Breaker. You can see her now on Peacock, Dr. Bethany Marshall. Dr. Bethany, I know you've done some very intensive analysis with me on how women fall for somebody like this. It's as old as Charles Manson and his
Pretty sure it's older than
followers,
that, sweetie.
People that fell in love and married. Oh, the Menendez brothers, who thought Ted Bundy
That's how I feel about
was
your
really
husband.
cute. What is wrong with these people? It only emboldens Kohberger.
You know, Nancy, what illuminated this topic the most to me was an important prison study where they interviewed women who were in love with famous inmates, like the Menendez brothers, Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, the Pillow Strangler. And what they found were two things. One is that the women refused to put their thoughts together about the crime. They had never read the men's rap sheets. They insisted that they did not know the realities of the case. On the other hand, many of these women actually took secret pleasure in the crime, thought that the women had it coming to them, or that in the case of the Menendez brothers, that the parents deserved to be shot. So these fanatics, Nancy, I would guess that they're taking pleasure in the crime. They think those kids had it coming to them. These are not nice people. They're idealizing Kohberger, almost like one would idealize an evil cult figure.
Right. Okay. And Dali, I need to tell you, your obsession with Wade is getting a bit worrying.
Why?
Right. The second his face comes up, you're like, ah!
Well, he's my boy. We're going to get justice for him.
Okay, enough. I need to get you help. Okay. Nancy, you're a loser. And constantly, have you noticed every time any topic comes up, she brings up some case from like the 1800s?
Well, that's when she was born.
Oh, yeah, it's as old as the Ted Bundy thing. Oh, fuck's sake. Man, no one remembers him. Like, honestly, seriously. Oh, the Menendez brothers. How can anyone marry the Menendez brothers? It's like, someone marry you.
I know.
Right? Anyway, like, it just emboldens Kohberger. How do you know that he's even looking at anything? Like, how do you
he's
know?
in jail right now, so I don't know what emboldening means.
Emboldening him to do what?
Unalive
To do what?
his fellow inmates?
Like, he's got nice hair. Get over it. You're jealous. Like, he has very nice hair.
Yeah, he does.
No question. And the
I'm a little
dude
jelly.
is innocent, right? He's innocent. You gotta understand this, Nancy. The dude's innocent. All these people are innocent. They have not been to trial yet, right? And not all these people, but like most of the people you go after, Nancy, are innocent. Right. So Stephanie proved something. Says
The worst thing is that there are many women who fantasize about serial killers much more than we think, even though they have taken the lives of many women. I think I would fantasize about a serial killer who took the life of several women.
Yep. Next one.
Ugh, this rude guy. I could not believe the women interested in Wade Wilson from South Florida. It was actually sickening, really. He killed 2 women for no reason, and women were online begging for his life. I hope he rots in hell. Oh, that's kind of rude.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, he's looking particularly murdery there.
Well, the swastika kind of paints him in a bad light.
Yeah. How does Nancy know that what anyone is thinking? Does she gain telepathy? Yeah, like she was there. She was at all of these crimes. She sees everything. She knows everything. She's omnipotent. Yeah. Cool. And oh, here we go. This must be a Nancy stan. Because look what she said. The new look, new suit, female attorney. Hey, Kohberger, it ain't gonna work. And she's even got a photo of Ted. Yeah. She's even got a photo of Ted Bundy from, like, the 1900s.
Is that his female attorney?
Apparently.
Wow, that's kind of creepy. I mean,
Why?
I don't know, just what he did. I mean, I guess it's interesting that the female attorney is able to be getting along with him that well.
You sound just like a wine mom.
I know.
Right? Okay, so he can smile, they can smile together. That is exactly...
No, it's just interesting that she can do that. I'm impressed. It's a compliment.
Okay, so I understand, right? But I want to talk about this a little bit more when we get later into the stream. A suspect can't smile, right? They just can't smile. If you are in court as a as a defendant, you legit cannot smile, right?
Him smiling isn't creepy. It's the fact that it looks like he's telling her a joke or something.
What's wrong with that?
It's
They work together.
No, I understand that. It's just, it's not something you see every day. It's interesting.
It's a good photo. It's an interesting insight into their working relationship.
Yeah.
But I see nothing wrong with it. Like a lot of people will see things wrong with that. I don't think you see anything wrong with that.
No.
Right.
I just find it interesting.
Because I know you.
Yeah.
Because I know you, right? But a lot of people will see things wrong with that. They think it's flirting. They think it's like, how dare he? Or what a terrible person is she? Etc. And yeah, he's just telling her jokes about disposing of stuff. Yeah. Lawyers aren't allowed to smile. Defendants specifically aren't allowed to smile. Ever. It's so interesting. Stick your tongue out. But also they're not allowed to not smile.
Yeah.
But then they can't look like blank, because then they're showing no remorse.
Sure.
But then they can't cry, because then they can't be the kind of cry that doesn't show tears. But then they're fake tears. Anyway, right. So Ted Bundy, yes, it didn't work with Bundy either. LOL.
Oh, trying to label anyone who considers Burger King innocent as Burger King lover won't work either. All evidence points to his innocence, and I'm saying this as a Papa Bear.
Oh, it's a Papa Bear.
The knife sheath does not point to the innocence.
To his innocence.
Yes.
Knife sheath. Yeah, I've been stabbed by knife sheaths many times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it really hurts. I'm lucky to be alive.
Really?
Damn knife sheaths. They're pointy.
Oh, yeah. The sheath.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
It's like you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. Yeah, funny that, hey. Rightio. Okay, now, the Gonslavis family, and I said it correctly. A little bit of an update on them. So, yes, as I said to you last time we talked about Kohberger, the Gonslavis family, they are the parents of Kaylee Gonslavis, one of the 4 victims of the Idaho 4. Sadly, the Gonslavis family, their actions aren't popular. They're the ones who go on interviews a lot. They're on their 3rd GoFundMe. They have a gift registry. They have a Facebook page that you can subscribe to. And they're trying to get people to donate for it's $75,000 for 10 family members to all be at the trial in Boise. 10 family members and their pets, and they're spending money in that time. Now, whatever you think of that, fine, but there's 4 other families. There are some GoFundMes for the 4 other families. They're actually deleting promotion for the other families from their Facebook page. Yeah. So this has attracted some criticism, as you can imagine. Now, Matt on Twitter, he has been absolutely fantastic digging up a lot of information on this and other things. I would just like to read out what Matt has said. So I would just like to share the email. This is from the Gonslavis family page. Actually, do you want to read this?
Sure. I would just like to share the email from Latah County that they do not have any resources available to help us financially attend trial. 7 hours away. People call us liars and spread rumors that victim advocate programs provide families $25,000 that is set aside for us for this type of thing. Well, here you go. It's not true. And this email is from our victims advocate that has been assigned to us since the beginning of this tragedy. I hope everyone understands the need for the GoFundMe. There are 10 of us going. 2 are retired, so their income will not be affected. The other 8 of us will have limited income from vacation and PTO time. We still have mortgages, car payments, utility bills, insurance, and various other bills to pay, including living 7 hours, 13 hours for Olivia, away in an Airbnb. We are not looking for anything fancy. Just a home that we can all maintain some normalcy while we are spending long days at our daughter's murder trial, fighting for justice. Please try to understand and put yourself in our shoes. Extravagant vacations and fancy new cars are the furthest from our minds. With love and honesty, the entire Gone Calves family.
Yeah, okay. So, also, he's gone and found this. So, from someone or other at the Latah County, Idaho government, to Olivia Gonslavis, CC and Christie, and Shannon Gray, which is their lawyer. September 25, 2024. Hello. We haven't had any luck yet. I'm following up again with a few other people while we are in Boise. Unfortunately, Idaho Crime Victims Compensation does not have any resources for this kind of assistance. I can touch base with you after court tomorrow. So they posted this with this as proof that there's no victim support of this sort, right? So this is why we need the money, right? Now, there's more to this story. So,
just wait. There's more.
There's more to this story. So, there is a victim support program, and it does provide for families to get to the trial, to be supported financially if they're out of pocket during a time like this, right? But there's a caveat. The caveat is that they have to be cooperative in the process, right? Yeah, they have to be cooperative, right? Now, Mercy Wright and a few other people who have been looking into this for a little while have remembered that way back in 2023, back when Court TV was allowed in the courtroom, there was some discussion about this, right? And the discussion was around whether the Gonçalves family had actually been in any way, and their attorney as well, had been cooperative with the investigative process. And Matt went and actually found the little piece of interaction in court. So let's have a look at this.
Yes. Mr. Rudley is actually going to be arguing on the motions themselves, but as attorneys, we have a duty of candor to the court. Mr. Gray has made representations to the court that at best are misleading and in many ways simply untrue. And I need to correct him for the record. He is here. I do not want the public to come away with the impression that improprieties have occurred. First, Mr. Gray, on behalf of his clients, has propounded a number of questions to our office and to investigators. We have answered the ones that we can. We have not shared ones that we are concerned that Mr. Gray or his clients would make public and compromise the integrity of the investigation. For him to say that we provided no information is simply not true. Secondly, he claims that law enforcement has not interviewed his clients and somehow that is the investigator's fault. In fact, from the very beginning, the investigators have attempted to interview his clients and Mr. Gray has not permitted it. So just for the record, I want to make sure that...
Okay, so Mr. Gray is the Gonçalves lawyer, right? So the Gonçalves lawyer has not permitted them to interview them, right? So there's been several things that have been said by them that have been patently untrue, and they have not been allowed to be interviewed, right? So that was put forth to the court back in 2023. I would say that is not cooperating with the investigation, right? So, yeah, oof, sucks when you have to rat out another lawyer, but it must be done. Yeah, well, these things happen.
Yeah.
And I would say that that may stop you from being eligible for any financial support. Perhaps. So maybe that's why all these GoFundMes are needed. But you know what? The GoFundMes have been a lot more profitable than anything that would have come from the state anyway. At the moment, well, there was one that made, I think, over $100,000, and now we've got one that is well over $50,000, and they upped it to $75,000. So, I'm doing okay out of it. And there's a gift registry as well, and it's not for cheap things. Anyway, Honeybee says, oh my gosh, yes, I remember this could be exactly why they're not receiving victims' funds. And yes, Jules with True Crime. Hey, Jules. So they were not cooperative. No. Does not look like it. Oh, there we go. The Crime Diva says, wow. In the event you have been unable to donate via GoFundMe or Venmo, no worries. You can always hop on Amazon and check out the registry for the GFAM. Yeah. Recently, Stephen Gonçalves also appeared on Nancy Grace, and all of these ways to donate were advertised frequently. Yeah. Do you want to read these?
Yeah. Let me just maximize. On the right? with all those interviews, you might think they would already have their stake covered. I wish the other 3 families would get the covers that family is getting. Wow. Okay. They said they have not been compensated for any interviews they have done. No words left for this nonsense. No, I have words, but probably not appropriate for most audiences. All the folks contributed to these scammers are absolutely fools. They are not asking for small things either.
And as I said before, like, I hate that I feel any kind of distrust towards these people. I just hate it. Like, it's horrible. But especially when there's Ethan Smile Foundation, that's Ethan Chapin's GoFundMe or whatever it is, the charity that's for him and his family. And then there's another one that's just popped up for one of the other victims, and their things are being deleted from the comment section in the Gonsalves family page. What's with that? That's really concerning. That's really concerning to me. So, and the Gonsalves family are constantly on social media. They're doing interviews, and they're being allowed to promote all of this stuff, like Airbnb gift cards, Southwest Airlines gift, Gonsalves relocation support for the trial. Yeah.
Is there a gaming PC on there?
Yeah. Yeah, look, and the subscriptions to their Facebook page. I don't know, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. All right, last page on Kohberger. Sophie says, I'm really concerned about this Kohberger case. We are coming up on 2 years since the murders. What have the defense been doing?
Okay.
Hey, Misty Blue. Misty Blue says, trying to get discovery from the prosecution 17 times. Only 17. Oh, look, there's me.
Defense delays are a myth.
Oh, come on. You can do better.
It was impromptu.
Defense delays are a myth. Defense delays are a myth.
A myth.
A myth.
No.
Yeah. Hello, Lee. Okay. They've been waiting for evidence. Still waiting.
She's a pain. She's a pain in the ass. She's victimizing the family. That's what.
Who's she? Oh, that'd be Ann Taylor. Yeah. Okay. You go.
I think the question that should be asked is, why did BT choose grand jury over preliminary hearing? What? Because the state would have had to present to the judge with sufficient evidence in order for Burger King to stand for trial. BT knew they couldn't do that. That's why GJ had to indict.
Okay, so if you need any translation on that one. So I think the question that should be asked is, why did Bill Thompson choose grand jury over preliminary hearing? So why was there a grand jury? Grand juries are secretive. You don't have the defense there. You can have a whole ton of hearsay. It's really easy to convince a grand jury that you can to indict somebody. You can indict a ham sandwich with a grand jury, as they say, because the state wouldn't have had to present to the judge with sufficient evidence in order for Bryan to stand for trial. Bill Thompson knew they couldn't do that. That's why grand jury had to indict. Yeah. And Misty Blue says, bingo. It was there was very little there in the first place. But of course, a grand jury is going to indict him. And by the way, also the evidence that was put forth at that grand jury, so much of it has now been debunked. So much of it has now been debunked. There's very little left. Just one more thing, sorry. The trial date has been set. So let's just have a quick look at that.
Good afternoon. The trial date for the University of Idaho murders has officially changed. The trial now scheduled for August 11th to November 7th of 2025. Accused murderer Bryan Kohberger's first hearing in Ada County on September 26th drew a small crowd, a line forming outside the Boise courtroom. The court moved his case from Moscow in Latah County and transferred him to the Ada County
he looks like
jail.
a killer.
The Idaho Supreme Court also appointing a new judge, Judge Stephen Hippler, saying at that time he expects both sides to remain civil and avoid theatrics despite the high-profile proceedings.
I do expect, as probably will come to no surprise to you, for you all to get along. I
You
understand
need to all
the
get
stakes in
along.
this case are as high as they can possibly be.
Oh,
in
no
any
choice.
case, but you are professionals. You have taken oaths.
Okay, we've watched this before. Want to read that?
How does this murderer can get away with pushing the date so much? There are a lot of serial murderers like him who don't get all these privileges. Just ICE system is broken.
Yeah, he pushed the date. That's what happened.
Yep.
6 motions to compel. Yeah.
So he.
That's it. Right. Anyway.
Why can't we be friends?
Yeah, why can't we be friends? 2 top secret cases and 1 waiting to be zipped wide open. Sarah!
Babe.
Babe, I can't breathe. All right. That's it. We're finally back on countdown again. All right. So, Surviving the Survivor podcast said.
I don't like them. They banned me from their chat.
Yeah, same actually.
Sarah Boone just rejected an 11th hour plea deal. Will this bold decision change the course of her trail? Our best guests, Joe Potato and Natalie Lawyer, weigh in.
It's Potato. You say potato, I say potato.
I'll call him Joe Potato. Joe Potato Head.
Yeah. Hello, Sarah, Dahlia, Wade. Yeah, kind of.
We all have our inmates to simp over.
I love it. All right, let's watch this.
She not taped the entire incident, do you think she would have had a better chance of getting away with what she did? I mean, she videotaped it. It's 2 minutes of video. He's begging for his life. Is that the nail in the coffin?
Understand that if we were to proceed to trial on this matter, and if you were found guilty, the lowest permissible sentence that the court would be 22.5 years in the Department of Corrections. Do you understand that? Understanding the state's offer, do you wish to accept or reject the state's offer to resolve this case?
Sure. I think it's quite a gamble she's taking. The facts of the case are pretty dramatic. I mean, you've got a tape of her sitting in the room talking to the victim while he's trapped in that suitcase, suffocating to death.
It was foolish in the extreme for her to turn down this plea agreement. It really, really was. That her attorney thinks that as well. That's why her attorney had it put on the record. Usually plea negotiations are kept private, except in circumstances like this.
Right.
Remember that time she and Bronca got into it?
Oh, Natalie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and, Bronca,
they did, didn't they?
Yeah, and Bronca did this promotion for his website Law Self-Defense and got a ton of money and ended up buying a BMW because of her.
Really?
Yeah. A ton of money.
So they're not friends.
No, Bronca doesn't think of her. I don't know what she thinks of him, but
lots of women don't like Bronca very much. It's unusual that I'm one of his few female mates.
yeah, just about the only one.
Maybe that's why he hangs out here so much. He's like, oh, there's a chick who doesn't hate me.
Yeah. I mean, that was the first thing he said to you. You're gonna hate me.
He said the very first words Andrew Branca ever said to me was, "Oh, here's a woman who I can make hate me," and I'm like, "It's cool. I already hate you." But then we became mates. Anyway, she said she thought he could get out, yet she stayed in the house, went upstairs to wait for him. So obviously not scared of him coming after her. All right, you want to read the next one?
No one is saying she's plain evil as a possible explanation. That's really weird. Domestic abuse. They were putting a puzzle together. A puzzle of murder. Q. I came here tonight to hear the crowd go, Boone, shake, shake, shake the room, Boone, shake, shake, shake the room, Boone, shake, shake, shake the room, tick, 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 Boone.
Tick, Boone.
Okay.
I had to put that one in. I wanted to see how well you could read it, and it was bad. Come on, Dolly.
I'm sorry.
Boom, shake, shake, shake the room. Boom, shake, shake, shake the room. Boom, shake, shake, shake the room. Tick, 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 boom. Come on, I did it better than you.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, you win that round.
Thank you.
Perhaps Sarah Boone will have the opportunity to meet with Katie Magnanimous in prison. The two of them can discuss how they were offered sweet deals but blew it.
Yeah, sure. They're really going to say that. Old line read, Natalie tried to be the defense attorney in that episode, but she was like, this woman is an idiot, lol. That bugs me, though, Old line read. Like, I wish defense attorneys would actually be defense attorneys on these streams. Like, actually speak as a defense attorney. Don't just sit there and bag the defendant. Like, the other day when we had Sean and Steve and Andrew on, they didn't just sit there and go, oh, well, she's screwed.
Yeah.
All right? They sat there and talked about how they would go about defending her, like what James Owens was doing and why. And I really appreciate that because everyone deserves a defense. You know this whole line, right? Online red. Like, everyone deserves a defense. You don't just throw people away because the facts are bad.
Sometimes you're stuck with bad facts.
Yeah, sometimes you're stuck with bad facts, but you do your best. And I just don't appreciate defense attorneys, YouTubers who go and say that they're like actually hang their hat on being like pro-defense, and then only when it's cool, you know, only when the public is like in support of that defendant, like Richard Allen or Kohberger, for example. Like a lot of people are in support of that defendant, but in Sarah's case, like no one's in support of that defendant, so therefore very few are speaking about her rights and how they might defend her, or speaking in any kind of balanced way. So I really appreciate those three lawyers the other day and the way that they spoke about that in a more balanced and kind of fair way. Like they didn't say she was innocent.
Yeah.
But yeah, they spoke about why James Owens is doing what he's doing. So I like that. Yeah. That comment from their perspective, as defense attorneys, isn't that supposed to be the point of commenting on YT? Seems most just comment as private persons a lot. Yeah, a lot do. And it's just I'm obviously not referring to my lawyer friends right now, more just people who I don't follow as much, but I think a lot of people, they just like pander to their audience, you know. Someone I do have a lot of respect for, and I don't know personally, is Peter Tragos. Like, I find that he is a lot more balanced than I expect him to be. Like,
even he was pretty good with his Sarah takes.
He's been pretty good. Like, he hasn't been making fun of her. He has been pushing back a lot on his chat, and he's very influential.
Yeah, that
Like,
takes balls.
It takes, yeah, it does. Like, especially when she was pro se and she was not being given any resources whatsoever.
Yeah.
Her discovery was late. She was there with a laptop that didn't work. Not even the most basic elements that she would need to defend herself. He spoke out about that, and a lot of his chat, I believe, turned against him, but quite a few people actually started to see the point.
Yeah.
That how on earth can she have a fair trial at this point? So I appreciate that. But yeah, Tragos's chat, stay away. Yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of horny wine mums in there. That's true. All right.
I mean, he has prettier hair than Hella, so yeah. Well, as pretty of hair, okay.
Thank you. All right. Claire says,
Sarah Boone, oh my, seems to be very pleased that Milton is delaying the jury selection for her trial. No shit, Sherlock. Judge Kranick has rescheduled jury selection to begin Monday, October 14th. Ha. Judge asked attorneys to provide their cell phone numbers to the court.
I swear, again, and this is why what I was talking about before, I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky, you cannot smile if you are a defendant. If you're in court, God help you if you smile. Look at her. She looks very pleased that Milton is delaying the jury selection for her trial. How dare she smile? She just thinks this is a big joke. And you know what's interesting? She's smiling at the blonde.
Yes.
Right? And I bet there's thousands of people who are like thinking that she must hate the blonde because she's pretty. Right? There she is, getting along very nicely with the blonde.
Exactly.
Yeah, having a good old little chin wag. Right? Look at that. They're good old mates. That's against the narrative, surely. Right? Like, she actually looks like, right there, to me, that looks like just a normal lady.
Yeah.
But, like, I must be terrible for saying that. Because she's insufferable, apparently. But how dare she smile? How dare she smile? I'd smile at the blonde too. Oh, boys to men. Oh, dear. Yeah, you can't smile. You just can't. Of all the things you can't do, you can't smile. A plus Z says,
Frickin' derpy McZipper is all happy about 1 week off. Meanwhile, she just agreed to the life sentence she will eventually get. The idiotic irony is too much.
yeah, I know, right? When you think it can't get wilder, did you see the latest filings?
What is she thinking?
Look, people think like that she's dumb. Like, it did seem like a pretty stupid move to not take that plea, and I think pretty much everybody's in agreement on that.
I think it's 4D chess.
Yeah, but I don't know. It makes me think that they've got something up their sleeve, the defense. It's like, it seems so stupid that it's like, how could you possibly be that stupid unless there's something? Like, do you have some evidence of George making death threats or something like that? Like, is there something you've got on George to make it so, to make the jury so sorry for you that you actually believe that you were like in great fear for your life? Like, I don't know. I've got no clue what she could possibly have. I don't know what it could be, but it does seem very stupid. It does seem very stupid. Okay. Oh, hey. All right. Now, I do quite like Bruce Rivers. I don't watch him that often anymore. I don't really have much time to, but I just gotta say one thing. Bruce Rivers is a criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers is a criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers is a criminal lawyer. And he's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Understanding the state's offer, do you wish to accept or reject the state's offer to resolve this case?
Reject.
Don't say it. Oh, shit. And so you take 15 years times 0.65 is 9.75 years. You take 4 years off of that. 5.75 years. 5 3/4 years.
Well, it was
That's how soon she could get out.
7.5, but
so they don't have to prove intent here.
He's wrong.
You know,
he's wrong.
They don't have to prove premeditation. They just have to prove that what she did was dangerous, and locking your boyfriend in a suitcase is eminently dangerous. Sarah told Holte, for everything you've done to me.
For everything you've done to me.
Revenge is not a legal excuse. I had a client who was assaulted by this guy. A week later, she went back and stabbed it out of him. Not an excuse. It's a reason, but not a legal excuse. She's got an absolute screw loose. And what I mean by that is it's everybody else's fault. Sarah and Jorge jokingly thought it would be funny if Jorge just got in the suitcase located in the living room. Sarah zipped Jorge in the suitcase. Does that make sense that, okay, you hide and I'll pretend like I'm going to find you? That doesn't make sense. You're putting him in the suitcase. You zip it up. Gee, I wonder where Jorge is. Well, maybe you might wonder where his life is because it's slipping away.
I don't think I can play that.
Well, I can, but yeah.
No, I don't know. Bruce Rivers is a criminal lawyer. And he's going to react to all the self-snitching. I love it. Okay, so there was one comment I just had to get out of there, and it's this. Darling, do you want to read it?
Yeah. Hold on. She has narcissistic personality disorder. They can never take responsibility and cannot self-reflect. It's like a cancer that will destroy you. I think she was the main abuser in the relationship. Thank you for another great video.
Another armchair goddamn psychologist. Swear these comment sections are full of them. Why do people think she's a narcissist? Why do people think anyone they hate is a narcissist? I don't get it. It's just like, it's the term of the decade. I'm so sick of it. It's just like, stop calling people a narcissist because you don't like them. Like, what do people used to call people before narcissists came along?
Grody.
Or just asshole?
That too.
Yeah. You have asshole personality disorder. I wish that was the thing. Words you can't use anymore, Scott. Jerk-offs. Yeah, it's true. Alcoholic dumbass. Yeah, sure. That's cool. I'd be so much happier with that. Like, I think anyone is qualified to call her that. That's fine. narcissistic personality disorder. Fucking hell. It's just so lame. They can never take responsibility and cannot self-reflect. No, narcissism is when you are the center of the universe and all of the planets revolve around you. I think.
Yeah.
But even then, like, just because you have like that kind of personality, that doesn't mean that you have a disorder. I think. But I don't know. Like, I don't think most people just know. They just like to say it. Yeah. Yes, Schnivels, do you know of an actual one? Because I think, like, from what I've heard, like, of, like, actual psychologists talking about it, there's, like, 0.01% of people who really actually have it. Yeah, very, very, very few. Who is it, Schnivels? Is it David? Yeah, I know. I've thought about it for a while, and it could be David. Yeah. Thanks, Schnivels. Yeah, full of themselves. And that's different. People being full of themselves. Like, there's lots of people who think the sun shines out of their backsides. Like David. Entitled is different, yeah. Because narcissistic is the new N-word. Totally. Totally. Alright, anyway, let's keep going. Oh, okay. Alright. This is my favorite bit. This is the pièce de résistance of my Hearsay for days today. So, someone has decided to make a Donna Adelson knockoff of Sarah Boone's ad. So, Fancy Fiction has said, oh dear, desperate Donna, following Sarah Boone's lead, Donna Adelson has crafted a job advertisement for her new lawyer. Because, you know, she's lost her lawyer. And you can see that on the left-hand side is Donna Adelson's version, and the inspiration is, of course, the famous ad now from Sarah Boone, which worked, and it worked extremely well. She got very good counsel for free. Now, as you might know, if you follow this channel, I did a breakdown of Sarah Boone's ad because I was very impressed. She made it all by hand, and it was well written, it was well executed. I had some critiques of it, but I gotta say, this stupid thing on the left-hand side is an abomination. It's an abomination. And you're absolutely right, Barbara S. You are so right, in fact.
Sarah Boone needed a lawyer. Sarah Boone
did.
needed a lawyer.
I'll say it twice. Alrighty. So, I've decided, just quickly, to do a little bit of a face-off between the Boone original and the cheap knockoff. So, on the left, we have the headline, Inmate Seeks Attorney, all hand-rendered with the lettering. You can see there's no double-ups. Even the double T, look at the pretty double T. Look at this double T here. They are just duplicates of one another. It's a digital rendition. It has no feeling, no emotion behind it. Look at the arrows. That's just the same arrow, and it's just mirrored. Look at her arrows. They're handmade. Everything's handmade. Look at the inmate, the way the letters all create this shape. It's
Very
all so
interesting.
beautifully constructed. Look at the word seeks. You can even see the texture in the way that the felt tip pen has gone down on the page. And yet this here, digitally made.
Yes.
Now, let's look at this original creativity. Well, this is original creativity. This is
Not so much.
original. Extraordinary expertise. Well, alliteration. Nice. Nice alliteration. Well, what's a dateline closer, for God's sake? Can someone help me with that? What is a dateline closer? I don't even know what that means. Yeah, nice serifs on the eye. Absolutely. And thanks for pointing that out, Bob Masavo. Very good. In fact, where is Serif? Yeah. See? He's going to be on his way now. Cheap ass knockoff. Absolutely. Sarah studied something. I think she's a little bit of a natural, though. Confident ingenuity. Small shoes to fill. What the hell's that mean? Look, like, you can see the difference between, like, the handmade, well thought out, like, it's almost like painterly wording over here on the left, the organic style, and then over here you've just got, someone's just typed in some shit and copied it. And then more people, more epic opportunity awaits. The word epic actually speaks the word epic. Look at the sea. The sea is epic. It's exploding.
It is.
Yes. Opportunity. It feels like an opportunity. The O is jumping off the baseline. Look at it. And awaits. She couldn't even fit the S in properly. Look, epic opportunity awaits. It's too digitally proportioned. Now, I just need to talk about this last bit because it bothers me a lot. Invest in the oppressed is an excellent tagline. I had criticism about the legibility, and I still do. However, get paid big scleens. I don't know what that means. I think it means dollars.
Clean money?
Okay.
Oh, because she was accused of laundering her money in like a washer or something.
Oh, money laundering.
Yeah.
Right, they're trying to be clever. Okay.
And failed, but okay.
Well, if that's a fail, because you need to be able to read it. You need to be able to read it. Like, whilst I'm not that impressed with the legibility of the word oppressed, I can read it.
Fair.
Right? It reads scleens to me. I don't know about you guys, but to me it says scleens. Believe it? Sorry. Believe. Just the word believe. Believe. That has feeling. Not believe it.
No.
Believe it, that's just too desperate. That's just, I don't believe it. Yeah, believe it.
What is he, Naruto?
Believe. With this, yeah, with the serifs and, like, look at the way she's, like, gone over every single letter and invest in the oppressed, because you need to invest. She is oppressed. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted at the cheapness and the plagiarism. Like, please, in this digital age, stop the plagiarism. Sarah, her ad is iconic and it worked. I wouldn't be surprised if people do try to knock it off. But if you're going to do something like that, do it with heart. Yes?
Absolutely.
Do it with a pen and paper and do it yourself. Don't get hers out and just copy it. Make your own. Because people can tell when you have used your own brain and your own ingenuity and your own creativity, your own or original creativity and extraordinary expertise and confident ingenuity Yes, indeed. That's all I have to say about that. I thought the ad was good. Yeah, the ad was bloody great.
Yeah.
Believe It is from an earlier Dan Markel trial. Ah, okay. There you go. It's Something Funny a Witness Sold in trial number 1. I thought there's probably a couple of things in there that were sort of, Adelson-ish. Fair enough. But, yeah. I am unimpressed. Unimpressed. The countdown's over again. And look, there is a little flickery palm tree that's falling over there in the background. Ah, dear. Yes, the countdown's over again. So, maybe a 1 out of 10 would make good fire starters. That's worth a point. Okay, so we're back into it, guys. So, what I'm going to do is, as I did last Monday, I'm going to do a 6 p.m. Eastern stream tomorrow. We're going to catch up on the documents that have come in over the last week. I'm almost positive there won't be opening statements tomorrow yet. Let's see what happens with jury voir dire. But yeah, I very much doubt we'll have a jury and we'll be at opening statements. We may. Who knows? Kranick is pretty keen to get moving. But, yeah, there'll probably be some reports out of court. But some docs and things have obviously dropped in the meantime. So we'll do a stream tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. That is already set up to go. So make sure that you have your notification bells on and things for that. Every night, 6 p.m. Eastern, every trial day, we will be running court and we'll be running it on fast track. So court and quiz every night. Make sure you're watching it here. If you want to watch it live, I believe that Sean will be doing his best to run that one live during the days. But yeah, if you want to run it quick and without any lunch breaks or anything like that, here, 6 p.m. Eastern every night.
Yep.
And with the trivia, why would you not want to watch it with the trivia? Hopefully we'll have David with us. Not sure how often he'll be able to pop on, but he always has a link and a welcome. Same with our other friends. So Sean, Branka, Steve, they've always got links. So yeah, absolutely. After I finish each stream, I will be heading over to Andrea's chat as well. So definitely doing that. Okay, awesome. And we do this every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all for being here. Much, much, much appreciated.
Yep.
As per usual. Hang on just a minute. Just making sure of something.
And Loa says, isn't it a holiday in the U.S. tomorrow? It is Columbus Day, but the Florida courts don't recognize it, so it is starting. There was some confusion about that, but
yeah, good question.
It
Very
is going
good question. Tomorrow. Yeah, I was wondering about that too, and because some people had been saying that, and I was like, what? But Kranick will find any reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, let's try this bitch. But no, yeah. Strangely enough, it's not a court holiday in Florida. So there you go. Yes, so make sure that you're always here every Sunday. We're always catching up on the latest stuff. Sometimes we have guests, sometimes not, but who cares? We have fun anyway. Thank you everybody for being here. Become a member and join our Salacious Outrageous Discord community. If you are a member of either of our channels, myself or Dali, you have access to our Discord. It's a Jewish holiday.
Columbus was
it?
Jewish?
I don't know.
It turned out, Christopher Columbus was Jewish. Just found out recently.
Oh dear. Okay. All right. Yes. So make sure that you're a member, and if you are a member, go to the membership tab, have a look under perks, and there is a link there. Come through and join all the fun, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's been awesome. Love yous all. Share the word around about our channels. We're obviously growing every day, and it's lovely to have you here. And everyone on replay as well. Good to see you too. Okie dokie. And that's it. Time for the song, everyone. Time for the song. Time for the song. Time for the song. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? I always lose it.
You can do it.
Oh, there we go.
Her name was Helen. She was an Aussie. She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. The co-host is Dobby and she dances sometimes. The words are always so loud and because she's an 8 or 3. To be excited utterance. Her cat is